were so many times where Rudy would move ahead of you, or he would go from side control to north-south, right? And immediately you're like following him, right? So if you're following him, like who's actually leading the conversation or like leading the fight? Yeah, your guy. So here's the thing: if you want to start winning in jiu-jitsu, you lead the fight. You ever see guys that start like both on the knees, right? So start on your knees with me, right? Slap hands and go. This is the neutral position, right? This is normal, right? I mean, he's in the same spot as I am. But you ever see guys that start like this? Sarah, easy. Okay? Well, he's in the neutral position, right? What am I doing?
Defensive.
Well, I'm telling him that he's to come into my guard.
Right.
I'm actually dictating how the fight's going to go.
Right.
Okay? So if you ever want to mess with somebody, especially like a higher belt, right? They start sitting like this, just mimic them. Right? So sit like me. Because somebody's got to get on top, right? And it's like, who's going to break first? Right? So like if I'm here, then it's like, it's all slap hands to go, and I'm like, and then you'll notice, I'll sit here and wait. Because I want you to go to my guard so I can sweep you, or whatever I'm practicing that day. But after I teach this, right, a lot of times students then do this to me, so then I have to be like, all right, I'll come into your guard, bro, right? So jiu-jitsu most of the time is in like just the mental part of it is who's dominating the fight, okay? So if you're on bottom, even if you're on bottom, you can anchor yourself to someone such that you restrict their movement so that you're actually leading the fight, okay? So if, for instance, Rudy here, come get on my side. So if Rudy's here, right, and he spins the north-south, and you were like this, like, oh no, and then if you spun around and he took your back, and it's like, oh, you gave all that away just because he took a little pressure off. Make sense? Come back inside. So if he takes a little pressure off, right, and you go with him, it's like there's a really good black belt down in Texas, Alan Shabaro, and he used to say, give them just enough rope to hang themselves with. So he gives you enough space by transitioning, as he starts to transition, because you don't know better, right? So you think, oh, there's space to move, so you follow him. But instead of allowing him to dictate the fight, as he starts to move, right? Maybe I just grab him to his arm and I hold. So he starts to move, and I don't go with him. I'm not talking about blocking him out or any of this other stuff right now. We're just talking about what would it be like that if you didn't actually react to everything that your opponent's doing on top of you. It saves you so much more energy. You can anchor yourself, right? So like if I hold on to him and he starts to move, oh look, oh, I got my knee in. Oh, who's winning now? Oh, about to submit him. Too easy. Because now I guided the fight. So we call it, I like to call it, there's like three things we have. I call it the surf, the little kid, and the rock and the hard place. Okay? The surf is if someone's coming at you or their body weight in the position in which they're moving, you go with it. Or you over-exaggerate. It's like driving a car, you know, somebody that's like, oh, I'm about to get a wreck, so they turn and then they overcorrect and mess up. So it's like, we were talking earlier about, he comes here and he starts to pass, right? And he's, oh, so which way is his weight going here? Towards you. Yeah, it's like moving. The momentum's this way. So instead of going resist, 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 I'm pretty sure jiu-jitsu doesn't mean like resist. It means a gentle art. Right? So let's surf with it. Surf means ride, go with it. So if we're going to go with it in this case, as he starts to turn, maybe I'll push his elbow. Guide him over. Oh! Guess who's on top now? Right? So we surf with him. Or, more on the psychology of the sport here, right, is the little kid. So what do little kids do? So if I push on him, what is he going to do? Push back, right? So it's like, let's go to like maybe like X-guard for a second. So I'm an X-guard. Here. You got it locked up, right? So if I control this arm, and I just try to push him back, yeah, he can fight and be strong. But what if I were to push him that way? What's his natural response?
Push back.
To come back. So if I push him this way first, his response is to come back. Oh! Now I'm on top. So we use the surf for the little kid. But then what we're talking about when you're rolling just now, and Rudy spins, it goes from side control to north-south on you, and you follow him up, you're not surfing. You're just following into space. Surfing is actually over-exaggerating the position in which they're going. So we do rock in the hard place. And rocking the hard place can be in a very, different, let me have your back for a second. What are the ways he can escape from here? Like let's say he gets he can go out like that, the old solo escape, he can drive up and over, but just from this grip. But if I just take one hand and connect it to my chest, here, which way do you feel like you're going to escape? So start to move a little bit. He rolls, doesn't matter. If he rolls, he's going to go to his back, okay, back. If he tries to go flat and put the shoulders on the mat, notice which way he went. Here. Now we can work all kinds of stuff. Work triangles, you can work arm locks, wrist locks. Versus, you sit here the whole time for, 5 minutes of your match, you got his back and you're trying to get the chokes in, and he's defending the chokes the whole time. No. I'll connect his shoulder to my chest, give him some space, and then stop him here, so give him a chance to escape. And on the escape as he slides out, oh yes. I lead him into it. You got him in the conversation. Same thing when you start from here, lay down for a second. Same thing when you start from like an open guard situation. People always be trying to run around. White belts, like wrestlers, no offense wrestlers, but like a lot of times they start trying to get around the legs. What happens if I just step in the center here? Okay, now I'm not talking like advanced telehiva and all that stuff. I'm saying the center. What are jiu-jitsu guys naturally inclined to do? They're inclined to turn into the person, right? We're usually taught not to roll away. He's not going to go away from me, right? So now, if I'm here and he starts to turn into me, I already know he's going to go that way. Why? Because I put my foot in the center. My other leg's here. I already know you're going to do it. So start to turn in. Okay, boom. Ready to pass. Here, he starts to turn in. I got it. Boom. I can sit on his legs. It's like he thinks he has options. And he's got a bunch of options until I make a rock and a hard place, and now he's got just a couple, and he's going to go down those paths, and now I know those paths. Make sense?
Yep.
So when you're rolling, right, instead of so much focused on you, because as a lower belt, it's like, they're heavy, I'm going to get choked, I got to try to get an arm lock, is coach looking at me, right? You have all these conversations in your head, and it's chaotic, and that's okay, because that's like what it is to be a white belt, is surviving. But if you can start now, which I wish I had this when I first started, is like, what is my opponent doing too? And noticing where they're putting their weight. So if they're passing the guard, which way is that going? Can I help my opponent over-exaggerate? Because if I over-exaggerate, he's going to extend, and if he extends, he gives me space. And if you have space, you get your escape. Escapes happen with space, creating space. And then you look and you're like, okay, well, what if I'm on side control bottom and I just can control his arm for a little bit? Well, one, his arm's now tethered to me, so he can't spin around as much, right? And now I've limited his options to where he's going, so then I can just work a game plan from those options, right? And then also it's just easy a lot of times to push on him, you know? If I've got somebody in a half guard sweep, he's got a cross face, it's heavy, it's like, it's the worst. You know, I get so much pressure on my face, so I just control his head, get my hook in, right? Control the arm here, and I can block his leg, but for me just to lift Rudy up here, it's heavy. So what do I do? I just pull him this way. Because what does he want to do? Push back. And then it becomes super easy. Now it's easy for me now. Make sense? Yeah. So you've got a surf, a little kid, a rock in a hard place. And with rock in a hard place, it allows you to dictate. All of this can kind of help you dictate the conversation. But if you're getting overwhelmed, just control something for a moment. Slow it down. Don't let them dominate the fight. Make sense? Okay. Any questions? Cool. All right. That's good.